In this section, we're going to be talking about furniture construction. So what we're going to look for in upholstered furniture is we want to look for the hidden details. We want to have some more information about what's on the inside. Because when we look at upholstered furniture, the first thing we see is fabric. And so we do the touchy-feely, ooh, this is a nice piece or not. But what we really want to concern ourselves with is these inside construction. That's going to be the details of the furniture's strength and quality. Those parts we don't see. So how do we find that out? We can't rip the upholstery off. We look at the vendors, we look at specifications, and what we're looking for is that this wood should be engineered wood and not a solid. Solid wood, we don't know what the construction is. Solid wood has a tendency to warp. We looked at engineered wood. It is constructed against the grains, so the grains are at 90-degree angles to each other. They don't shrink and contract with moisture. Wood should be kiln dried. This is the best form of strength that we're using on this under construction with this. The second thing we want to look at is what type of springs are used. There are different styles. We'll talk about that in the next section. But we have strapping and coil springs and sinuous springs. The give or shock system, if you will, of the furniture. How does it seat? We also have padding over those springs so nobody gets poked. And anywhere where there is a bend in the furniture, like where your knees will go over, if it has an arm where your arm would go over, we especially want to see additional padding there because that's places that rub. So they will rub and wear through the padding, the foam padding, and through the fabric. And it's also hard on your legs and your arms. It hurts. So we want to make sure that that extra padding is there. We'll talk more about the different styles of padding that goes into the seats because the different styles of padding give different comfort levels and we'll use them for different needs of a client. And of course the last thing we see is the first thing we see when we walk in and look at the furniture, the upholstery. What else we want to look for in fine quality in the construction is the underside. The undersides and the backs of the furniture should be finished. These are usually marks of a higher quality furniture. We want to see the corner blocks. We want to make sure that the tables and the chairs set even and don't wobble. We want to check and see what type of drawer glides they have. Are they metal? Are they wood? Higher end construction is going to be wood. Now we're not going to say that these glides are going to be bad depending on the function of the piece. We want to look at that. So the drawers should be tested to see that they're not too tight, they're not too loose, they glide smoothly and evenly, and that the wood on the case goods, and case good is anything with doors and drawers, that the wood is kiln dried. Now this is a box seat chair. They come in a wide variety of grades, and usually the price difference is depending on the styling and the finishing. So let's look at this diagram, and it's going to have each part of the chair has a name. So we want to know what they are. So naturally we know that this is the arm of the chair. B, this would be the back post. Runs from this top to the back. Sometimes this will fenestrate here, sometimes it will, terminate all the way down. That front rail, if this was a table, it would be called an apron. On a chair, it is called the front rail. This back portion, where our back leans against it, is called the splat. There are two side rails that we have on each chair. And then the stretchers. These stretchers can be H, they can be I, they can be on the floor. We studied about different types of stretchers, but these are the support for the legs and hold it together. So we have less wobble, better structure. This section that goes from the arm to that side rail is called a stump. Not all chairs have them, but if they do, this section is called a stump. And of course this top section is called a top slat. These are some of the details that we look at. The stretchers, the arms, the splat, and that top rail. those are some of the signs that we start looking for and distinguished features when we're looking for period pieces.